Recording button.
Hello, guys. It's Tim Johnson, and in this video podcast tonight, what we're gonna talk about is how the saxophone enhances your voice, especially if you sing also with your regular voice. And I'm covering this for those that are getting started here in the saxophone community. Okay, well, let's get started with the basics first. The saxophone is a very easy and fun to learn instrument, and it's an individual instrument. And what that means by individual instrument is that it is an instrument that is voice based. It uses it uses the human voice for your sound. And
Authentication. Login
when
window.
you
Logged in Tim
blow
Johnson button.
when you blow into it, you're actually using the muscles not just from your belly, but you're also using the muscles from your voice box to make that beautiful sound. And when you blow into it, and when you do some exercises on it to enhance your voice, people will notice that your singing voice has improved uh, dramatically when you sing with your regular voice in combination with your saxophone voice. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people probably may have questions about the saxophone and its effects on the human voice. And one of the questions that may be on people's minds: does the saxophone enhance your regular voice, your regular singing voice? Yes, it does. It does enhance your voice by quite a bit, actually. The more you play it, the more you blow into it and play with it, it has an effect on our voice box as far as how we stay on key with a note when we sing with our regular voice in combination with our saxophone voice, because using a combination of regular voice singing and saxophone singing at the same time can really enhance your voice, your regular singing voice, by quite a bit, especially if you are playing with a group of people. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to play you a few notes on the saxophone. I'm going to play you a part of a song that we all know. For example, Amazing Grace. I'm going to play that part. I'm going to play the first few parts for you. And I'm going to do it in the lowest possible notes because it's getting late here in Portland, and the low notes are a lot quieter than the higher notes. So I'm going to do this here in in the lower note range, so that that way I can show you what it does to your voice, because we all know what the vibrato movement is. Okay, that same movement is done on the saxophone, and that is using your voice. That is exactly using your voice, because the saxophone does enhance your voice by quite a bit. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to play the lowest possible note, and I'm going to show you how to make your voice sound beautiful on the saxophone, where people can really enjoy hearing it. And it's not going to take overnight for you to make this beautiful sound. It may take up to a few months. For me, it only took me about a month to 2 months to make that expressive sound. And for some of you, it may take longer, depending on your learning progress on the saxophone. So I'm going to show you Amazing Grace with the lowest possible note, and I'm going to show you how you can make that expressive sound using your voice on the saxophone by enhancing your voice. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, now that part right there, that's in the medium low note A sharp. Now, as you could hear, I had a bit of trouble doing that lower note A sharp. That's the trickiest note to do, like I was saying in my other video podcast. But once you practice that, it will get easier over time. Now what you heard there was the expressive sound. That's done on the saxophone with the vibrato movement, and you can also make that sound with your regular voice. And after all, the saxophone is a voice instrument, and it's an individual instrument, which means because it is based off of the human sounding voice. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay, towards the very end, I was doing the really slow movement. And again, that is done with the human voice on the saxophone. And now also there's one other effect that you can do. There's a growling effect that you can do with your regular voice. And when you hum into it, you also get the growling effect. And I'm going to show you how that works. Now that one is a bit tricky because you have to do that's done with your regular voice, and then you blow into it at the same time. Let's do that again here. Wow, that one's pretty tricky too. But once you do it enough, that one is tricky. But again, once you do it enough, you can make a lot of good sounds out of the saxophone that involve doing that growling sound on it but by humming into it. This is a good technique that a nice man from a band called the Kid and Nick named Kirk Tracy showed me. And I know this is something that a lot of people probably haven't done, but this is great if you're also making your voice box or allowing your voice box to get used to making that sound as well. So, okay, well, I hope this was a good podcast to get you guys started on the saxophone. And okay, I will talk to you guys later.
QuickTime Player, movie recording window, stop recording.